Next to him, Dako agreed. You and I know they aren't turning this down. Like they shared a single mind, the quartet sprinted into the shortcut area. While climbing, Ban fed his snake, Eve, 50 illusions so she could grow stronger. She is getting much more powerful. During the climb, Ban shared a serious thought. He thinks the floors change without any normal mechanism on this specific level. Du finished his theory. Maybe these stairs themselves are the actual mechanism. She teased Slight, telling him to just keep walking straight while going up. Slight worried about monsters attacking, but Du didn't understand his fear at all. She figured they could simply fight. Using the identification stone, Ral found they were already on the 8th floor. They jumped 3 levels. Ban was shocked, but Du complimented him on finding such a great shortcut. Ban had to reveal something then. He didn't actually know about the shortcut either. Light checked the manual, which said this was all just pure luck. Finding a shortcut was a miracle, but Slight was terrified of the rising difficulty. He feared that skipping floors meant the next one would be truly brutal. He didn't understand why no one else was worried about the mounting danger. Du was already dreaming about the rewards instead of the upcoming difficulty. In tears, Slight complained and pleaded with Ban to stop finding shortcuts. Our main character just laughed and agreed to keep things a bit safer. You and I just witnessed one hell of a lucky break. Wild, right? All right, you and I are about to see why Slight is acting so weird. Gripping his spear, Slight couldn't stop whining about their absolute trash luck. If things get tougher, we're done for. I need my holy sword right now. He was spiraling, honestly, because he relies way too much on that one weapon. Sick of the complaining, Du joked about just snapping his precious blade in half. That sent him into a panic, while they kept bickering like a married couple. But suddenly, Rachel caught something strange looking toward the end of the corridor. She spotted stairs, and the student stone confirmed they were on floor 8. Ban realized the path ahead would lead them straight into the 9th floor. Now, pay attention here. This is where things get seriously dangerous for the team. Rachel felt that same freezing hostility from when the last irregularity showed up. Hearing that, Du and Slight stopped their petty arguing and went completely silent. Du wasn't taking chances, finally giving Slight the order to draw his blade. Slight was shocked that she actually gave him the green light to fight. He unsheathed his sword, going from terrified to hyped in a single second. Listen up, guys, stand back and leave everything to me. His sudden ego trip definitely annoyed Du, but she let it slide for now. They crossed the glowing gate into a massive hall filled with giant pillars. Ban checked the area, but the high ceilings were empty and quiet. Slight immediately relaxed, thinking they had finally found a safe zone. Ban wasn't convinced, since the exploration guides never mentioned a place like this. As they pushed deeper inside, a hidden figure in the darkness took aim. The attacker fired an energy blast that summoned a glowing magic circle. Ban watched in horror as a massive energy sphere shot toward Du instantly. She barely had a moment to react before the projectile slammed into her. A massive explosion rocked the floor, sending heavy debris and dust everywhere. The team shielded their eyes, fearing Du was caught in the deadly blast. You saw that too, right? She is standing right on top of the bomb. She just looked at our main character and asked if he was truly special. Ban felt pretty awkward after bragging so much about his unique powers before. He knew this was a one-time item and started hunting for the shooter. His eyes scanned the shadows, looking for the coward who tried to kill them. Activating his golden eye, he spotted someone lurking behind the stone pillars. Ban pointed him out, shouting for Slight to take down the target. But Slight was already moving, charging ahead before Ban could even finish. The hooded man panicked, shocked that a rookie was sprinting straight at him. His stealth should have been perfect, making him invisible to any new climber. Slight swung his sword, cleaving right through a massive stone pillar with ease. The assassin scrambled back, trying to stay calm and rethink his entire plan. He planned to kill the swordsman first, then blow the others sky-high. Ban rushed to Du, knowing that blast would have killed anyone else instantly. Du nodded, realizing how close it was as Ban used his all-seeing eye. Suddenly, his vision shifted, revealing a terrifying truth about the sphere near her. He pointed at the object, screaming that massive power was pulsing inside it. And that is where we leave it. This level 30 bomb is trouble. All right, you and I are diving straight into this explosive showdown. Let's watch as Ban tries to defuse this bomb with pure focus. He can't believe such a rare artifact was used for this attack. Meanwhile, Slight is hitting the enemy with a flurry of strikes. The invader's gear sparks, while he barely blocks these explosive blows. Gritting his teeth, the assassin realizes he's fighting a top-tier warrior. But he has a plan, having already retreated from the blast. From a distance, he waits for the group to be vaporized. Suddenly, he's shocked to see the boy throw something at him. It doesn't matter, detonation happens in exactly 3 seconds. Now watch carefully, you and I are about to see the twist. He's horrified to see the sphere flying right at his face. His jaw drops. How did the bomb end up here? Slight spots the incoming orb and dodges it with ease. Desperate, the man screams as he braces for the end. It misses, hitting a pillar instead. He's frozen in confusion. He stares at the device, wondering why it hasn't exploded. Suddenly, Slight's blade appears. He tells the man to focus. I don't know why you're shocked, but never look away during a fight. One clean strike, and just like that, it's all over. You saw that too, right? This guy is actually just a human. Why attack humans? How did you even get inside? Ban walks over. He knew the trick the whole time. Did you think I'd miss that? He exposes the failure. This guy was way too cocky. Now he's stuck with a defective product, truly pathetic. Unable to move, he demands to know who these kids are. He's furious that these rookies possess such overwhelming power. While he rages, an energy blast nearly hits him. Du fired a warning shot. She looks absolutely terrifying. Her sinister aura can crush anyone's soul. I'm taking your limbs offline. She's cold, but Rachel wants him dead right now. Her bloodlust is wild. She won't let him live. Her hair darkens as pure rage takes over. Kill him or we all die. Ban tries to stop her, but she's already attacking. Chains erupt and bind her body tight. Magic holds her back as a somber voice echoes. A suffocating pressure hits. You're nothing but an idiot. Ban is sweating from this massive, unseen pressure. Slight is suspicious, but Du knows exactly who's behind this aura. The voice booms with a weight that crushes the entire room. Ban panics. The world feels like it's collapsing. Trust me, you and I are about to meet someone big. All right, you and I are about to witness this villain get absolutely tormented by a mysterious voice. Hit by pure dark energy, the broken man desperately begs for mercy from the unseen entity. He pleads for one last chance, shouting he can still be useful, but the voice doesn't care. It demands he sacrifice his life so his friends can claim the loot. Cold-blooded brutality right here. Watching the guy suffer, Slight asks what's happening while Ban screams for everyone to back off. The voice demands he die for the Ashudos as the man screams, trying to escape his end. Ban tries to bolt, but seeing that overwhelming energy, he realizes he's completely out of time. He could not outrun the blast. He was stuck right in the middle of the kill zone. The explosion erupts, filling the air with thick dust and flying debris. It's total chaos. Panicked, Du scans the wreckage, desperately searching for any sign that Ban is still alive. Wait for it, our main character is actually just sitting there on the ground, laughing. By some miracle, the explosion stopped 1 meter away. He is barely holding onto consciousness. He mutters that for a second, he actually saw the legendary Samsara River. Rachel and Light rush over, terrified. How on earth did he survive that kind of blast? Now pay attention, here is the part you and I watch closely. Ban couldn't dodge. He slammed his own explosion into the ground to cancel out the incoming shockwave. Fighting fire with fire, even Duko has never seen someone stop an explosion with another one. It was a desperate gamble for Ban. 1 second later and he would be dead. If I had been late, it would have been a total disaster, he admits. Curious, Slight asks what happened to that other man. Ban assumes he is just fine. He thinks the guy just got warped back to floor 1, but the dark voice disagrees. The voice turns cold. He no longer exists. His essence was erased from this world. The tower accepted his death during your duel. You were the one who ended his soul. You and I both know that is absolute garbage, and Ban just laughs in its face. What kind of nonsense is that? You blew him up. We did what we had to. The voice sounds almost sad. I lost a member today, and I did not gain anything. I should have taken precautions once the tower started treating you as someone special. Slight is in shock, but Ban interrupts. He is done listening to this cryptic talk. Stop playing games and speak clearly. Who are you people, and what was that guy? The voice stays silent for a long moment before dropping one chilling name to the group. We are Exodus, your enemies. The main character is left completely stunned. Confused by the mysterious farewell, Ban watches as the dark presence finally vanishes. Once the energy fades, Rel sighs in relief, but Ban is still fuming inside. He gritted his teeth at the constellations. Why did none of them act like normal beings? Rachel focuses on the real prize. They finally have a name for their enemy, Exodus. It is a name she remembers very well. The weight of it settles on the team. Slight knows them too. Exodus is the most notorious pirate group in all dimensions. The constellation must be a big investor. This goes deeper than we thought. Ban remembers Professor Mina warning him about the Exodus pirates before. Slight can't figure out why such high-level criminals are even hunting them down. Du finds it interesting. We were bound to run into them eventually, right? Getting this experience now might be a good thing. Ban surprisingly agrees. Ban agrees, making Slight scowl. You two really are on the same wavelength. Still, something feels off about the constellation, saying the tower treats them as special. Stick with me, we are about to find out just how special they are. All right, you and I are about to see these wild suspicions finally turn into reality. Suddenly, Rachel gets a notification. She looks worried as the system message flashes on screen. Slight gets one too. The three gather around, leaving Ban feeling anxious and left out. Our main character asks if they just received a direct message from the director. Du denies it, but reveals that something absolutely insane was happening to all of them. Their levels were jumping up. Seeing everyone else grow was starting to really scare Ban. Du watches her levels spike for the first time since they entered this tower. She wonders if this is the reward for surviving that brutal constellation attack. Slight finds the idea annoying, assuming things are going exactly as Du had planned. Rachel looks satisfied. She watches her status points climb higher and higher. The trio is amazed by their growth, while Ban and Ivan feel completely ignored. Watching them use status windows, Ban realizes they just haven't evolved quite yet. Their averages were already elite. It simply takes them much longer to level up. They hadn't evolved yet because their base stat average was already way too high. Watch this part closely. He's starting to wonder if the tower is just ignoring him. He decides to activate his all-seeing eye ability, just to be absolutely sure. Then he realizes he was dead wrong. There was something hidden right there. In the center of the crater, a strange concept was hovering within the smoke. It was floating exactly where that powerful enemy had just vanished from their sight. The main character approaches the floating object with a massive gamble in mind. Believing it to be his true reward, he reaches out and touches the object. Immediately, a massive glow of spiritual energy explodes through the entire area. Ancient words run up his arm, granting him a massive amount of stats. Ban was shocked to see himself gaining 79 life points at once. That is insane. Plus, he spotted some concepts he had never even seen before. The first was metamorphosis, a skill that normally cannot be used by humans. The other was star scar, a trace of brightness left by a pure star. It was a power that remained even after everyone else was swept away. You saw that too, right? Our main character just got a massive, god-tier upgrade. He figures the first power is transformation, while the second links directly to constellations. While he tries to understand these powers, little Eve appears, hissing at him. Ban asks the little snake if she wants the metamorphosis concept for herself. She wiggles happily with an excited look, making her desire for it very clear. With a sigh, the main character recovers the concept from the system. He tells her to eat up since he can't use this power anyway. With affection, the snake devours it as energy begins surging through her small body. Ban lets out a scream of shock, which immediately catches his teammates' attention. Rachel is the first to run over, asking what on earth just happened. Trembling, Ban tells her that Eve has suddenly turned into a literal egg. He is holding a digital egg that pulses with some very strange characteristics. A notification pops up. The object has mastered a lower-tier concept. It also mentions that an origin mutation is currently in progress right now. Rachel asks if this has happened before, and Ban confirms it actually has. But she usually hatches instantly. That is definitely not happening this time around. Stick with me, we're about to see if she evolves into an absolute beast. All right, stick with me. It looks like that kid just underwent an insane evolution. Rachel grabbed the egg and felt a strange, warm pulse radiating from within. Ban was shaking, biting his nails in a total panic about losing his support. He had zero ways to keep Rachel calm during a crisis. Seeing this, Slight worried. But since the next level was a safe zone, they managed to stay cool. While talking about their next move, the atmosphere suddenly shifted into something new. Moments later, they landed on a floor that looked exactly like a lush garden. A massive fountain sat in the middle, with stone stairs leading toward the heavens. This was the 10th floor, a legendary place they had only heard about in myths. Word was that most climbers found absolutely no food or water on this level. But this time was different. Ban realized they had actually hit the ultimate jackpot. Slight walked toward the trees to pick some of those legendary Eden fruits. These items recover your energy and provide a massive boost to your hidden potential. You have to eat these while resting. Our main character finally took a bite. Now pay attention. The second he tasted it, his world exploded with flavor. He was totally floored. Right next to him, the female lead tried one as well. She looked like she was melting from pure bliss. Ban could only shout in praise. This is absolute madness. He had never eaten anything this delicious in his entire life. The female lead agreed, saying it was easily the sweetest thing she had ever had. She felt her internal energy spiking, while Rachel took a seat on a bench. Rachel started snacking on grapes. Suddenly, her hair even began turning a lighter shade. Dako jokingly asked if they should just eat every single fruit before they left. She even tried to pack some for later, but Slight warned it was totally banned. These items would simply vanish. Dako was clearly annoyed by these stupid tower rules. While she kept complaining, Ban looked around to see if he could find a loophole. Suddenly, notifications flashed. He had accidentally eaten the legendary fruit of knowledge. He consumed a unique item that forced his all-seeing eye skill to evolve. You saw that too, right? His power can now distinguish hidden sins. Looking at the fruit, he wondered if this simple fig really held that much power. Even with this broken new power-up, he couldn't grasp how to use it yet. He tried to visualize how distinguishing sins would actually look during a real fight. Just then, Rel shouted for the group. She had discovered a mysterious, golden chest. The female lead crossed her arms, noting it was a rare achievement reward. There had to be something epic inside, even if they were on lower floors. After all, the journey they had taken so far was anything but a walk. They all remembered the pure, unadulterated chaos they survived over the past few days. Dealing with 2 constellations and a horde of elites was a literal death trap. Ban realized those hellish hardships were finally being turned into a massive reward. He was certain that whatever was inside would make all the pain worth it. Walking toward the wooden chest with its glowing symbols, Ban felt truly hyped up. Wow, this has to be that achievement reward. Since Rachel was confused, Ban explained that every rest zone offers a special treasure for your efforts. He made it clear that these boxes appear based on how much you accomplished. Since they went through literal hell, this loot was guaranteed to be legendary grade. And trust me, you and I are about to find out if it's worth it. All right, stick with me. We are staring at a high-level chest for a low rank. Rachel was clueless on the grading, so Ban broke it all down. He explained that treasure chests in these rest zones go by material. From wood to gold, the better the box, the crazier the loot. Hyped for the prize, Slight tried to dive in but Dew stopped him. When a confused Slight asked why, Du did not hold back at all. He told Ban to open it instead, leaving Slight totally baffled. Du basically said Slight's luck was garbage and would ruin the loot. Rachel agreed instantly. Slight was left wondering what he did to deserve this. Du was blunt, Slight is just unlucky. While they argued, Ban stepped up. Now pay attention, let us see if Ban's luck actually holds up here. The moment they saw the glowing treasure, both of them just froze. It was a magic wand, meant for a magical girl. The pink staff was decorated with a bow and a giant heart gem. Slight did not recognize it and figured it was just some prop. Rachel picked it up, noting how weird the shape really was. Du felt a massive aura coming off it and realized it was an artifact. The main character, knowing way more than the others, asked to see it. Just by looking, Ban knew this was an item from his original world. It was straight out of a magical girl show, designed for pure magic. Checking the stats, he saw every single concept was built for mana. It had a massive 200 soul points. Seeing Ban lost in thought, Du asked if he found anything useful. Ban shared his analysis, calling it a teaching tool for beginner mages. Apparently, there is a sentient ego inside meant to guide the user. Slight was floored, he could not believe an item could talk back. Wait, stay with me, it gets even weirder from here. Suddenly, the wand began to twist and squirm like it had a life of its own. Ban recognized its value and asked the team if he could keep it. The whole crew agreed instantly. Zero hesitation, just pure trust in him. They knew how much Ban had carried them and wanted him rewarded. As he stored it, Ban felt this little guy would be a lifesaver. Next, Ban started grabbing a ton of fruit, which confused Slight again. Slight warned him that harvesting all this was a total waste of time. Ban just handed him a full basket, leaving Slight completely lost. He asked why they were bothering, since the fruit would just vanish. Ban knew that, but pulled out some golden jelly for an experiment. He started stretching, ready to show them a brand new trick. He told the team he was going to pay them back right now. Du was confused, asking if he was talking about actual gold coins. Ban shook his head and tossed another basket over to Slight. He told the confused young man to follow his lead closely. Du and Rachel caught on quick, remembering how he used jelly before. A confused Slight followed the main character, wondering what was next. Trust me, you and I are going to love this part. All right, you and I are about to watch Ban pull off a move that breaks every rule. He is questioning why these fruits are so limited and why they vanish outside the zone. But what if he fuses them with something else? Could he create something permanent? What would happen if they are consumed? Reaching out, our main character prepares to test his theory. Ban starts stripping away the literal concept of these legendary fruits of Eden. A golden light erupts as the raw essence is pulled right out of the fruit. He directs that power toward the jelly. If nobody has tried this yet, why not us? A massive magic circle flares up around the jar, beginning a process called transcendental fusion. He is merging the divine fruit essence with a simple, basic elixir. Slight and Rachel watch in total awe, their faces lit by the blinding magical glow. Just like that, the jar transforms into a high-level 30-point elixir of life. The liquid inside shifts, shimmering now like a thick, glowing pool of golden honey. This new item can completely restore and even boost a player's health and magic points. The potential here is insane. Continued use might even amplify the effects forever. Now pay attention here, there is a catch. Too much at once triggers divine punishment. Slight is absolutely floored. Even the usually composed Du is left completely speechless. Ban holds the new elixir, but points out they still cannot test it here. Because of the local rules, they have to leave this area just to taste it. Du is actually hyped for once, becoming the first one to take action. She demands they leave immediately, asking Rachel and Slight if they are ready. Since they are already rested up, the two of them quickly agree to head out. Everyone is obsessed with trying this new candy, especially Du, so they move forward. In a flash of light, the entire party is teleported straight to floor 11. The second they land, Du starts pestering Ban to check on the elixir's status. He checks his inventory and gives a thumbs up. It did not disappear, it worked. Suddenly, Du lunges at Ban, wrapping him in a huge, happy hug. She screams that she knew he could do it. Ban has to cough just to breathe. Realizing how embarrassing she is being, Du turns bright red, and Ban does too. You and I saw that too, right? She goes from a hug to an immediate attack. She shouts that he is too close. Slight tries to point out she started it. She immediately shuts him up. Meanwhile, Rachel is over there grinding her teeth in jealousy. Ban slowly picks himself up, scratching his head and feeling the sting. He admits he was shocked too, but a sudden hiss cuts the moment short. 3 massive shelled crabs emerge from the shadows. The Floor 11 monsters are here. Their heavy shells are covered in thick moss, and their numbers are looking huge. It is like those tower spiders all over again. Ban sprints back toward the group. He warns the guys as the furious crabs scuttle right after him. Just as he reaches them, 2 powerful attacks fly right over his shoulders. The crabs are vaporized instantly. Dako is still in a massive mood. She grumbles about being too full for the elixir, so she is using them for exercise. She says these monsters will help her digestion. Ban is terrified by her logic. His teammate is already planning her next meal. Before he can speak, Dako makes a bet. She challenges everyone to keep fighting monsters until they are hungry enough to eat again. Ban realizes how long this grind will take and regrets ever making that elixir. So what do you and I take from this? 10 hours of fighting begins now. All right, you and I are diving back in as our squad reaches floor 14. Du is losing it, punching the wall because her stomach just won't get hungry. She pushed them hard, but even with all the constant fighting, they're totally wiped. Ban just sighs right with her, stunned they're still feeling completely stuffed. He definitely didn't expect that full stomach to last for over half a day. Light feels exactly the same, even after all that heavy physical work. They blasted through 3 whole floors, just trying to work up an appetite. Even with a full belly, he can't take a single step further. Dako crosses her arms, thinking, then suggests hitting floor 15 next. The boys look like they're about to cry hearing that suggestion. Ban begs her to chill, while Slight points out it's almost midnight. Our main character suggests calling it here, even with some energy left. Du is just confused, asking why they'd ever want to stop now. Ban doesn't say a word, just points over at Rachel losing it. Rachel is furious, literally scratching the dungeon walls with her bare claws. Now watch closely, because things are about to get really dangerous in here. Watching Rachel, Du realizes the girl might go full berserk any second now. And that's exactly why Ban refuses to push the group any further. Since dinner isn't happening, Ban just tells everyone to go clean up. They'll just have to wait until tomorrow to hit the 15th floor together. Suddenly, Ban manifests a portable bathroom, fully stocked with plenty of soap and shampoo. He tells the others to go first, leaving Du wondering what he's planning. Excited, he says he'll wash later to keep focusing on his manifestation. Du crosses her arms with a proud smile, happy she taught him well. Mastering this technique changes everything, so she tells him to keep grinding. Suddenly, Du grabs Rachel by the neck and drags her toward the bath. She says she's taking the beast to bathe, so they stay out of the way. Ban sees Slight is still hanging around and tries to send him to wash. But that just makes Slight nervous, stuttering about how he's a guy too. He asks why he'd ever bathe with them, calling the whole idea nonsense. Ban is actually shocked by how intensely his friend is reacting right now. You saw this coming, right? Ban knows his true identity is finally out. Shrugging, Ban suggests he can just strip and wash up outside instead. This suggestion only makes Slight feel way more embarrassed than he already was. Since Slight is totally overreacting, Ban decides it's time to tease him a bit. He asks what the big problem is, since they're both just men. Slight stammers, arguing that even between men, he can't just strip in public. Ban rolls his eyes, asking what they're even supposed to do then. Nearly in tears, Slight asks him to turn around and not look. As he pulls off his armor, he warns Ban not to try peeking. While Slight undresses, Ban spots a strange necklace but doesn't think much of it. After everyone is finally clean, the group settles in to sleep until morning. They wake up for breakfast, but Slight's already annoyed while talking to Du. He tells her to grab the spear again, wondering how they got here. Trust me, you and I need to see how well he fights without it. All right, you and I are about to watch him tear through floor 7. He was slowly adapting to the heat of battle. Ban and Du both agreed. The group wanted Slight to switch to a spear, but Rachel was just eating. She was inhaling noodles while drooling. Slight looked defeated, admitting he had a problem. He couldn't handle that spear anymore. Floor 7 was safe, so they felt fine. Nothing had happened yet, but who knows? Elites could spawn at any moment. Pushing forward without that holy sword is a death wish. Total chaos waiting to happen. Slight made a solid point, and Duko finally started to rethink things. Knowing he was right, she finally handed over that legendary holy sword once again. With the green light, Slight was hyped. He didn't waste a single second. He drew the blade, hugging it like it was his most precious treasure. He vowed never to let go. Ban looked concerned, asking Du if this was okay. Letting him keep that sword, Du didn't feel like she had any other choice. The guy has reached his limit. We have to keep him happy for now. Suddenly, the beast girl roared while clutching her fork. Rachel was absolutely fuming. She was still starving despite the feast. Du was totally baffled by her appetite. He couldn't read her, but Ban had a feeling. Maybe she's just on edge. They were standing way too close. Shrugging, Du backed away while grumbling about it. From obsession to jealousy, this group is heading for some real messy trouble. Nervous as hell, our main character asked if they could even keep going. She ignored the question. Now pay attention, what happens on floor 15 is insane. A massive army of orcs was waiting there, armed to the teeth with spears. Raising their weapons, the orcs let out a war cry and charged forward. Surrounded on all sides, the students gripped their weapons for a bloody showdown. Slight moved first, his confidence returning the second he gripped that holy blade. With one massive swing, he shattered every single spear in his way. Who do you think you're fighting? Ban was stunned by this insane display. Slight's new attitude was impressive, but honestly, it was also a bit concerning. Joining the fray, he told Du that they definitely made the right call. They would have been in deep trouble without the power of Slight's holy sword. Ban lost focus for a second, and Duo immediately snapped at him. Focus. Right then, a massive orc appeared, looming over him like a mountain. It raised a giant axe to crush him. Du stepped in, charging her energy. Her blast roared past our main character and slammed into the giant beast. The orc took a heavy hit. Rachel didn't hesitate, baring her sharp claws. She tore through the monsters, finishing exactly what Du had started. They saved him and Ban thanked them. But let's pause, we know it's not over. Duko told him to be careful, while Rachel just snarled in response. She was fighting with such pure rage that Ban realized she was losing control. She was going berserk. Meanwhile, Eve still hadn't shown any signs of waking. This meant he'd have to try that one technique he failed at before. While planning how to stop Rachel, Ban missed the threat lurking behind him. A new orc was closing in fast. Then, the monster finally struck. He barely raised his blade in time, blocking the strike with pure instinct. And that is where we leave it, trust me, you're going to want more. All right, stick with me. You and I are about to watch this cocky orc get absolutely wrecked. Before Quanis can even finish his sentence, Slight strikes, catching the beast completely off guard. Just like Kino's did to Ban, he forcibly shuts that orc's mouth. This monster is tough. It tanks the hit and stays standing, forcing its massive frame to keep charging forward. Lunging at Ban, the orc grins through the dust, mocking him for being pathetic and weak. Our main character doesn't even blink. He just stares back and asks, "How would you know?" Before the orc can even react, it's over. Slight makes his move and ends the fight. He scoffs at the falling corpse, telling the monster it talked way too much for a minion. One clean strike, the orc's head rolls across the stone floor, absolute overkill. With an icy gaze, Slight looks across the room at the remaining enemies lurking in the shadows. To Ban's absolute shock, Slight charges ahead alone, screaming a challenge at the whole pack. He calls them small fish compared to his holy sword. The guy is sounding way too arrogant. His confidence is through the roof as he tears through those monsters like they are nothing. Once the room is finally cleared, He swings the blood off his blade and takes a breath. He sighs, thinking to himself that he never expected to find orcs from his homeland here. But with that radiant sword in hand, he is sure no savage race can stand against him. He is totally lost in his own ego until a sudden shout from Du breaks his focus. Now watch this part carefully. Du screams emergency, absolutely furious at how Slight is acting. She demands to know why he is taking everyone out alone without saying a single word. Huan clicks her tongue, warning that killing the last orc will trigger the next floor transition. Du keeps pressing him, frustrated. She is not letting this go without a real answer. She asks if he forgot their agreement to regroup before moving to the next dangerous level. Slight just scoffs. His cold response actually sends a shiver down both Du and Ban's spines. He asks what they are so worried about. As long as he has his holy sword, he is fine. He claims the next rounds will be a breeze. The guy's ego is getting out of control. He says they shouldn't waste time on low-level trash. Then he gives Du a mocking look. He asks if she is upset because she couldn't do anything this round. He smugly promises to leave some for her next time. That was the wrong thing to say. Du is fuming. She clenches her fist, her irritation radiating off her in a visible aura. She is ready to throw down right here. The tension between them is thick enough to cut. You and I can see this team is falling apart. Ban steps in to stop a fight. Looking at Slight, Ban wonders why he is acting so strange. This isn't the teammate he knows. Just as Ban warns them to prepare for transition, the entire floor starts to shake violently. A blinding light wraps around the team as the space around them begins to warp and shift. Even Du and Slight are caught off guard, bracing themselves for whatever comes next. Massive chess pieces begin to manifest out of thin air as the walls simply vanish. Suddenly, the group finds themselves standing right in the middle of a colossal chessboard. Pieces are scattered everywhere. Ban realizes something weird. They didn't even move to a new floor. The floor they were standing on literally transformed beneath their feet into this giant game. Out of nowhere, Rachel collapses to the ground, drawing everyone's attention away from the board. Ban rushes to her side, panicked. He asks if she is hurt as she gasps for air. She groans, hot air escaping her lungs as she grips Ban's arm with crushing force. Through gritted teeth, she whispers that she cannot take it anymore. She cannot hold it back. Ban realizes the truth. Rachel is losing it, and that is exactly why she needed those breaks. And trust me, you and I are about to see what happens when she finally snaps. All right, you and I are about to watch this tower run go horribly wrong. Was it you humans who wiped out my soldiers? Booms a massive orc. He boasts proudly, I am Curus, Centurion of the Great Legion of the Rusted Halberd. This beast's eyes burn with pure rage over his fallen men. I will honor my brothers by using your broken bodies as trophies. Ban is stunned, realizing this orc's subordinates were the mobs from room 15. He wonders if they are still on the same floor or if rooms connect. Desperate for answers, Ban pulls up the tower info window. Then he sees it. A single phrase explains the rule of room 16. The weakest fighter goes first. Suddenly, the orc centurion points his massive finger right at him. Ban Yuan, step forward. Curus beckons the weakest human with a mocking finger. I Centurion Curus will teach you a lesson. Ban knows he is next. He readies himself to step up, but his teammate Slight suddenly stops him. Ban, do not worry about stupid things like that. Slight takes a step forward. Confidently, Slight declares, you do not need to listen to these pointless, trashy rules. Ban is shocked as Slight unleashes the full power of his holy sword. Massive fire wings sprout from his back. Annoyed, he glares at the orc. Now watch closely, because this arrogant move is about to cost them everything. How dare an orc lecture someone in holy light? Slight's speed explodes. He charges the centurion, ignoring Ban's frantic shouts to stay back right now. Curus watches him approach, asking if he really is the weakest human here. Ignoring him, Slight screams with total confidence, I will end you in one strike. The orc just narrows his eyes and concludes, you are definitely not the weakest. Slight swings the holy sword, landing a heavy blow right on the orc's shoulder. But the orc does not even flinch. The blade fails to leave a single scratch. Warning, rule violated. Penalty applied. All stats are now dropping fast. You and I both know what happens when you break tower rules, right? Slight's eyes go wide. His blade is stuck and the orc starts grinning. Before the warrior can react, the orc swings his axe with terrifying force. The blow rips Slight clean in half. He does not even have time to cough. His face is frozen in pure shock right as he is forcibly eliminated. Ban is stunned. Slight vanishes as a system notification pops up. Player Slight eliminated. Welcome to the trick room. This floor is different. Special rules and strict orders govern this place. These rooms are pure nightmares. Follow the rules, and you might survive with some incredible, legendary rewards. But break a mandatory rule, the penalty is death, total, absolute failure. For Ban and Do, that reality just hit home with Slight's instant death. Ban can feel the dread rising. They are in serious, deep trouble now. The Tower of Babel scales its difficulty to the team's maximum power level. Once that value is set, it stays fixed, regardless of how many members die. The tower still expects the full team's strength, even if half of them vanish. That is why moving only when fully prepared is the golden rule for climbers. Thanks to Slight's reckless arrogance, their entire expedition is now teetering on ruin. Ban feels the heavy weight of failure, already cursing Slight's ghost in his head. And trust me, you and I definitely would not want to be in Ban's shoes right now. All right, you and I are about to watch this fight shatter the rules. The orc just stood there staring at his own hand, now stained in deep crimson. Centurion Curus gritted his teeth, laughing through the pain. You're a strong human, he admitted. You actually aimed for my life and wounded me before your own end arrived. I truly enjoyed our clash. The orc stepped forward, his body surging with raw power. As his energy began to swell, he issued a final challenge. Come human, face me. I am Centurion Curus. I am ready for whatever attack you've got left. Ban gritted his teeth, wondering if breaking the rules had actually buffed the monster. Dao sighed deeply, never expecting the situation to spiral this far out of control. I knew that sword messed with his mind, but becoming an idiot is next level. Scratching his head, Ban was forced to agree with Dao's painfully accurate assessment. He hadn't known Slight long, but seeing him this reckless was honestly shocking. Ban really could not understand exactly what had gone wrong with his teammate. The only possibility he could imagine was a backlash from not using the blade. Forbidding him from using the sword must have caused a total mental break. Dao wasn't sure if he was right, but she was certain about one thing. We can't trust that sword. He'll definitely cause another disaster at a critical moment. With a grim look, Dao swore, as soon as we're out, he gets hellish training. Ban turned to the orc, asking Dao to help him clear the floor. But she refused. Since one teammate is out, there is no reason to play fair. Now pay attention here, because the strategy is about to go completely out the window. Dao summoned her own sword and charged straight at the massive, towering orc. She decided to break every rule possible and see how high the price would be. The orc laughed as another human, clearly not a weakling, stepped into the fray. He pointed at Dao, shouting about her blatant disregard for the tower's established rules. I can tell just by looking, you aren't the weakest, ignoring the rules again. Dao paused, looking back at Ban and Rutschel with a difficult decision to make. She gritted her teeth and finally moved forward with absolute, cold determination. I will apologize now, Ban Yuan. Try to deal with this beast alone. Standing before the orc's rising axe, she gave Ban one last critical reminder. Don't forget what I told you before we entered this tower. Do you understand? Ban tried to stop her, but the energy-charged orc had already reached her. Dao waited for the strike. At the very last second, she drew her blade. The rule violation alert flashed again, followed immediately by the harsh penalty notification. Right as the orc swung his axe at Dao, she launched a brutal counterattack. Ban watched in silence, stunned by the result of that final, explosive confrontation. You and I saw that too, right? Dao started disappearing instantly. The notification confirmed her elimination, but the orc was screaming in pure agony. Even after defeating a second human, his hand had been completely severed by Dao. The orc roared in fury. "That scrawny human, how dare you take my arm?" He fell to his knees, finally realizing that Ban was still standing right there. The main character gripped his sword, watching the massive monster struggle to breathe. "You likely got a huge power boost from those penalties," he noted coldly. "But of course, you aren't exactly in a condition to keep fighting me now. Trust me, you and I will see Ban finish this. All right, you and I are about to witness a brutal revenge match for the fallen." Gritting its teeth, the orc mocks him, asking if the weakest human is finally fighting. But with a faint smile, the beast simply replies, "No, I don't think so." Suddenly, Ban is shaken by a chaotic energy as Rachel lunges right past him. Rachel unsheathes her claws, letting out a fierce, blood-curdling roar at her enemy. Ban watches in shock as Rachel charges forward, completely losing himself to the moment. He is totally speechless. She has gone completely crazy, driven by raw, unfiltered madness. In a split second, Ban drops his sword, desperate to stop her before it is too late. He grabs her by the wrists, physically forcing her to halt her violent, forward advance. Rachel growls through gritted teeth, straining to break free from Ban's grip. "Stop it, Rachel. If you break the rules, we have no idea what power he will get." Ban is screaming about the orc, the same one Rachel is furiously trying to tear apart. Realizing his words are not reaching her, he knows there is only one desperate move left. Now pay attention here. Watch as he raises his hand to form a glowing magic circle. His goal is to plant positive emotions directly into Rachel's fractured, chaotic mind. Even though it failed before, Ban tries once more to push light into her heart. Feeling confident, he makes the magic circle glow with a blinding white light. The circle fades, and Ban watches carefully to see if she is finally snapped out of it. Instead, she collapses to her knees, gasping for air and panting in total exhaustion. Rachel claws at her throat, screaming in agony as if she is being suffocated. Watching her suffer, Ban freezes, having no idea how to help his dying friend. Worry sets in. He does not understand why her condition is only getting worse. While Ban is distracted, the orc he ignored flashes a truly malicious, wicked smile. It gathers every bit of remaining strength, ignoring the pain to grab its fallen axe. Ban tries to help Rachel up, asking if she can finally speak to him again. But the screaming stops, only to be replaced by those same low, terrifying growls. Her fury has not faded, not even a little. The madness is still firmly in control. Unexpectedly, Rachel grips Ban's shoulder and throws him to the side before he can react. It was a rescue. She just saved him from the great orc's devastating axe strike. Hitting the ground, Ban grits his teeth. The orc centurion has made its move. And here's the part where everything changes. The rules are gone, the attack failed. Rachel moves with blinding speed, standing in front of Ban to shield him once more. "Damn it, I wanted to kill you both at once," the orc huffs in frustration. The monster looks at the woman and murmurs in surprise at what he sees. Even acting on pure animal instinct, she is still driven to protect him. The orc's gaze shifts to Ban, commenting that he is one incredibly lucky human. "You really do have the best possible partner a man could ever ask for." But before it can finish, sharp, lethal claws silence the beast forever. Rachel did not let him say another word, completely destroying the orc's upper body. Ban clutches the right side of his body, wincing at the sharp surge of pain. If Rachel had not been his shield, that last attack would have ripped him in half. Knowing they are in danger, Ban pulls out a healing potion to fix their wounds. "We need to heal up before the floor change starts," he shouts to his friend. But Rachel remains somber and silent. That crazed look has not left her eyes. She spins around suddenly, and trust me, it is about to get real. Stick with me, you and I are about to watch our hero hit rock bottom. Rachel slams her hands down, letting out a terrifyingly dark and sinister aura. The berserk mode, not even finished yet. Ban watches in absolute horror as the furnace inside her erupts, with even more chaotic emotions. While he tries to process the chaos, a strange glow suddenly wraps around him. The room shifts, and suddenly the pair is warped back into a familiar nightmare. They aren't alone, though. Heavy, thumping footsteps echo through the pitch-black air. Inside room 17, masked goblins appear, an entire tribe armed to the teeth. Seeing these monsters pushes Rachel even further over the edge of her sanity. Her fury explodes. Ban panics, desperately reaching out to hold her back. But it's way too late. She charges headfirst into the enemies like a wild beast, while the goblins raise their heavy axes to strike back. With a savage growl, Rachel's claws extend, razor-sharp and ready for fresh blood. Fangs bared, she dives in. Right before Ban, the carnage finally erupts. The ferocity is staggering. Frustrated, Ban slams his fist against the hard ground. The weight of failure hits him. He feels completely and utterly useless now. That inner furnace, he can't stop it. He promised her he had this, telling her to trust him without knowing what he was doing. He was too arrogant, blinded by his own careless and overconfident mindset. Looking at the mess they are in, Ban starts tearing his own soul apart. Why was he so reckless? He tried to handle everything his own way. He was just a fool playing hero. Now, he's totally given up. With his head down, he feels broken. His team is already gone. The mission is a total disaster. Every single thing has gone wrong now. He stops trying to hold her back. Getting kicked out seems inevitable. A goblin aims right at his heart, but Ban doesn't even flinch. The arrow flies. He's ready to die, but someone else isn't. Now watch this, Rachel leaps in, taking that deadly arrow herself. Ban is stunned. She rips the arrow out and tosses it aside. She's bleeding, but she isn't done. She drags herself back up. Baring her teeth, she stares the goblins down with pure, unbridled rage. She refuses to back down. A wild, primal scream erupts from her throat. She's pouring all her pain and fury into one massive, terrifying roar. Ban finally hears it. That's not just madness, it's her protective instinct. You feel that too, right? Her old words echo in his mind. She told him she was counting on him before they entered this. She trusted him completely. Despite how bad everything looks right now, Ban isn't ready to let it end yet. He reaches for his inventory. He downs a potion, feeling a surge of strength return to him. He recovers his life and energy points as the stats tick up. As the potion takes effect, Ban glares ahead with a new resolve. I won't let it end like this, he says, but things are bad. Rachel is still tearing through the goblins with every ounce of power. He needs to bring her back, but he has no idea how. And trust me, you and I are about to see how dangerous this gets. All right, you and I are about to see if Ban can finally end Rachel's madness. Without that furnace poisoning her mind, she was just a helpless, dependent little puppy. But the woman standing before him now, a feral beast sprinting toward certain death. Then, in the middle of all that noise, a realization hit him hard. She behaves like a monster, but even the fiercest monsters can still be tamed. Only those born truly savage are impossible to control, and Rachel, she wasn't one. He remembered her human warmth. Why was she refusing to hear his voice? If her heart wasn't savage from birth, then his whole strategy was dead wrong. He kept trying to reach her, but he was missing the real point entirely. The question flashed back. Ban, do you understand the true meaning of submission? Those words from Dao suddenly hit him like a massive wave of pure realization. Back then, he thought submission was just slavery. Man, he was so wrong. Dao had pointed out exactly what Ban was missing in this very moment. To the weak, it sounds cruel, but some find peace under a powerful leader. Trust me, this beast is actually just looking for a leader she can follow. She needs a dominant force to finally wrestle control over her savage side. Looking Ban right in the eyes, Doko had explained how to handle her. When words no longer reach her, you have to stop being so damn gentle. He didn't buy those instructions at first, but now, it finally made sense. Rachel could still be saved, but his soft heart was making him too weak. His soft voice couldn't cut through the static of that furnace-driven bloodlust. So, he chose the only path remaining to stop her from fighting. Blinded by pure rage, Rachel kept hacking at the goblins, ignoring Ban completely. She was seeing nothing. Suddenly, Ban threw himself right into her path. He intercepted a deadly strike, slamming his blade down to protect his body. Brandishing his sword, he shoved her back while screaming, "Rachel, that is enough." That last goblin was totally stunned to be rescued by the warning human. Rachel, this is the final one. If you kill it, we ascend now. Finishing this fight sends us to the 18th floor before we are ready. We will get slaughtered instantly. Let's just back off and recover our health. Rachel was fuming, but for once, she didn't just rush in blindly. Seeing the human stop, the final goblin charged with its massive stone axe. Ban wasn't having it. He pulverized the goblin's jaw with a lightning-fast kick. He glared at the monster. "Shut up, I am dealing with a serious problem." The terrified beast fled into a corner, sobbing like a complete rookie adventurer. Turning back to Rachel, he saw her tensing up for one more strike. Now watch closely. Since she won't listen, he has only one option left. He pulled out a heavy rope, coiling it with eyes full of frustration. "If this is how you want to play, I have no other choice." Ban tossed the rope high, spinning it fast. Rachel's eyes instantly locked on. He snapped the rope violently toward her. It whistled through the cold air. Striking the ground, it sent out energy ripples packed with all his power. "Get back!" Rachel recoiled immediately from the overwhelming force of his command. She let out one final roar, but the fire in her hair faded. "You and I just saw a legend born. Wait until you see the rest." All right, you and I are about to witness exactly how to tame a literal beast. Between Ban's aura and that chair, Rachel finally caves. She just can't ignore his heavy pressure anymore. "Sit," Ban barks, pointing right at the chair. Rachel's face goes red with absolute pure fury. She is screaming her head off in protest, but look, she actually listens and sits down. Ban just sighs, looking at her like she is a total idiot. Then snap, he lashes the rope. "Quiet," he roars. Between that shout and the whip's crack, Rachel completely freezes in her tracks. Tears start welling up as she recoils in terror. But then, Ban does something nobody saw coming. He reaches his hand out to her. "Rachel," he says softly, "come on, give me your paw." She's still grinding her teeth in frustration, but slowly, very slowly, she starts to reach out. Now here is the part you and I need to watch closely as she finally touches him. Her claws are retracted. He actually praises her. "Good girl, you are being such a good girl." Ban reaches out and pets her head. Rachel's eyes of fire suddenly melt into pure, stunned surprise. A strange glow erupts from her hair. Just like that, she begins returning to her normal self. Feeling his palm against her head, Rachel turns beet red and quickly shifts her gaze away. Hearing her speak again, Ban feels a massive weight lift. The relief is written all over him. "Ah, Rachel, you are back. You finally came to your senses," he says with a wide smile. But before he can even finish, she bolts upright and throws her arms tightly around him. Then she whispers a vow directly into his ear. "You are the only one for me, master." A massive shockwave hits Ban's system. He falls back with Rachel landing right in his lap. He is left wondering what just happened. Right then, ding, a system notification pops up. A blue window appears, confirming the unthinkable. The concept of submission has officially taken root. Rachel is now a being governed solely and exclusively by Ban. It is totally official now. You saw that, right? Things just got insane, and Ban can't even believe his own eyes. Later on, Rachel wakes up again. She is resting on a pillow, tucked under his shirt. She jumps up, remembering the chaos, only to hear Ban nearby tying up a lone goblin. "Oh, you are finally awake, Rachel." Tears of pure worry start streaming down her face immediately. She rushes straight over to Ban, checking every inch of him to see if he is hurt. To calm her down, Ban explains the elixir worked perfectly. He is totally fine, no scratches. He tells her he gave her the potion while she was out to heal every wound. The captured goblin just watches, terrified, as the beast who slaughtered his kin acts so gentle. She confirms she doesn't feel any pain anymore, but she is still feeling pretty down. "You saved me again, Ban. I just keep being such a burden to you," she says. Ban puts his hand on her head again, petting her and telling her not to worry. He looks at her with such a warm expression. "I promised I would do everything," he says. "I am sorry for being late. I didn't understand the signals you were sending me. If I had noticed just a bit sooner, we could have handled this much faster." Rachel gently moves his hand from her head and holds it against her own cheek. With a soft smile and eyes closed, she whispers to him with pure, deep affection. It is okay. I am just so grateful you kept your promise and didn't forget me. Thank you for stopping me, Ban. No, I mean, thank you for stopping me, Master. Ban is completely stunned by her words. He is blushing like crazy and tries to fix it. Wait, that's not right. You should not call me Master, he shouts, totally flustered. But Rachel doesn't seem to care about anything, except for her pure devotion to him. She just looks at him, asking what is wrong with calling him her master. Absolute peak fiction, right? All right, stick with me, because our main character is about to lose his mind here. Since they are classmates, her calling him master out loud sounds completely and utterly wrong. He is already imagining the absolute chaos if his family ever finds out about this. A girl his age calling him master would get him into some massive trouble. He can already see himself being hung upside down and punished by his family. Totally clueless about his internal panic, Rachel just asks if her master is doing okay. He stammers through a talk later, but screams when she starts snuggling up way too close. He watches her try to get cozy, but eventually she just settles with her arms crossed. She was born as a half-beast, but she is worlds apart from any others. Her ancestors were actual legends, and her father once served a powerful celestial constellation. Russell reveals the truth. Her father deeply regretted ever making that contract with them. But that constellation was not letting go of their powerful beast bloodline that easily. It turned into a terrifying curse that was passed down through her entire family line. Now pay attention, because this curse is actually terrifyingly unique and dangerous for her. This curse literally forces her body to burn through emotions just to generate raw power. She is completely at the mercy of those emotions whenever her feral instincts finally wake up. The curse uses her feelings as fuel, sending pure fury through her entire being. Since she has the clan's full legacy, almost nobody has the strength to stop her. Because people kept getting hurt, she has spent her whole life suppressing every single emotion. Hiding how she feels only made her more isolated and lonely over the years. Ban finally gets it. He understands why she has stayed so incredibly passive until now. So Ban asks the big question, is that why she joined the Union initially? She shuts that down fast. She wants absolutely nothing to do with them ever again. Her family has zero desire to get tangled up with constellations any longer. Blushing, she lets slip that there is actually a much better way to stop it. You and I definitely didn't see this next reveal coming at all. She mentions a much more efficient way to keep those burning feelings under control. Ban leans in curious as she finally reveals her hidden, secret method for suppression. It requires forming a literal bond of subordination between a master and a servant. This specific instinct is engraved deep within the souls of every single beastman alive. Their master's commands take absolute priority over everything else in their entire lives. Rachel explains everything, including exactly how Ban managed to suppress her terrifying berserk mode. She is asking him to keep her from ever losing control of her furnace. As long as he wishes it, her furnace will never burn through her emotions again. Trying to change the subject, Ban asks her why she even chose him. Turns out, she had a very specific reason for picking him over anyone else. A master's soul rank has to be way higher than the servant's own level. Not trying to brag, but Rachel mentions that her own soul rank is incredibly high. It is probably a side effect of being born with that constellation's unique, dark curse. Because of that, accepting anyone else as her master was basically impossible for her now. Sitting beside her, Ban listens to the whole story of her long, frustrated journey. She could not find anyone strong enough in the entire Union during her long search. Even with students from every dimension, nobody could actually match her insane soul rank. Then Ban remembers, his soul value was over 300 when he finally awakened. Trust me, you and I just witnessed a main character who's on a whole different level. All right, stick with me, he just hit 460, exactly what the beastmen needed. After a short silence, Rachel caught Ban completely off guard once again. She admitted that from the very first day, she wanted him as her master. She had been dreaming of this moment, hiding a shy, blushing smile. Rachel thanked him, relieved he finally chose her before it was too late. Ban just laughed, admitting this choice felt pretty heavy on his shoulders. But Rachel wasn't going to let him walk away that easily. Grabbing his arm, she said she was done holding back her feelings. From now on, she promised to smile, cry, and be much more brave. Ban watched in shock as she flashed the most sincere, loving smile. She thanked him for everything, even if the weight felt a bit overwhelming. "You have to take responsibility for me now," she teased her new master. Ban stayed silent for a second before finally nodding his head in agreement. "Ready to go?" she asked, standing up with a brand new sense of confidence. She wanted to climb the tower alone with him to test her powers. Specifically, she wanted to see if she could master the Sinro furnace freely. Before moving out, Ban realized he had a special gift for her. Reaching out his hand, he manifested the legendary symbol of savage instinct. He handed the energy over, filled with power from the orcs they defeated. "It might not be much," he said, "but I really want you to have this." Her eyes sparkled as she felt the massive surge of energy entering her body. Stunned, she asked if he was truly giving all this power to her. Our main character just nodded with a smile and took her hand. He transferred the savage instinct, thanking her as the power flowed between them. "If you're okay with this, it's all yours." Suddenly, a blinding light erupted. Now pay attention, as that savage instinct transfers, a mysterious connection begins to form. A small thread of light linked his finger to hers, sealing the bond. Rachel stared at the new mark on her hand, her surprise only growing. She smiled widely and shouted that she wasn't afraid to fight anymore. With her spirit renewed, the duo pushed forward using every ounce of energy. Unfortunately, their run ended early when they were defeated in room 19. Rachel wasn't upset about losing the challenge, though. It was something else entirely. You and I know what she really wanted, more alone time with Ban. As they exited the tower, Professor Mina was there to greet them warmly. She congratulated them, but she also had some confusing news to share. The two students who left earlier dashed straight to the training rooms immediately. "I couldn't even talk to them," she said, plus Slight was dragged away. She asked if something happened. Ban just rubbed his temples in frustration. He vaguely reassured the professor that everything was fine between the two of them. Then, he curiously asked how much she actually knew about the current situation. Over tea and donuts, Mina admitted she was still in total shock. She heard the news about them capturing an intruder and couldn't believe it. Seeing the images was a huge wake-up call for the entire faculty. Nobody predicted these constant weekly attacks would actually keep happening like this. And you and I can see why. These intruders are becoming a major problem. Stick with me, irregular events like this are usually a death sentence. The team barely made it back alive this time, but luck won't save them twice. Ban can feel it, their clock is ticking and luck is running dry. He asks the professor why those intruders attack them like that. Mina realizes the attacker wasn't a student, but definitely had high-level climber skills. "You're becoming such dangerous rookies that the powers that be want you dead. They have to wipe you out now, before you grow too powerful to control." Ban is frozen, and that's when Mina drops an absolute truth bomb. Just being linked to a constellation makes you a massive target for rivals. Every godlike being is watching your squad, especially since you're all so unique. Turning down those contracts showed legendary willpower and even more insane potential. Ban is speechless as Mina says every constellation wants a piece of him. "They're all watching. Now, pay attention here, remember that recording Ban made." Mina checks the footage to see if the attacker belongs to Exodus. Exodus, the most savage group of dimensional pirates currently climbing the tower. They're huge because high-level constellations are actually backing these monsters. And the gods supporting Exodus, they're as violent and radical as they come. Hearing this leaves Ban feeling totally blindsided and deeply worried for everyone. Mina warns him, "Don't even think about signing a contract with those things. That would only destroy the monstrous potential Ban has displayed so far." She sighs, just relieved the entire group managed to make it out alive. Exodus went too far. She originally hoped they would just stay in hiding. Her goal was to keep Class 11 under the radar as long as possible. As she falls silent, Ban thinks back to the invaders and their tactics. They used dirty tricks meant to cause some serious and permanent damage. If they hadn't noticed, things would have ended very differently for them. They only survived because of their top-tier stats. It was way too close. Any other group of rookies would have been completely wiped out back there. Ban is fuming. He wonders how many others were butchered just like this. How many lives has Exodus ruined while receiving support from the constellations? I know what you're thinking. These guys have been messing with them since day one. Are they the reason Rel suffered, and now they're coming back for more? Pure rage takes over Ban's face as he makes a silent, deadly vow. He won't forgive the pirates or the gods. Both of them are going down. Mina watches him, worried. That look in his eyes is absolutely terrifying. Realizing he let his anger show, Ban quickly tries to apologize to her. But Mina feels the exact same way. She looks down, totally frustrated. Every single one of you got dragged into this mess because of me. As your teacher, I should be protecting your growth, but I failed you. It's frustrating being useless, but Ban says nobody truly controls the tower. He shifts gears, asking what they should do with that edited video. The tower footage is ready. Mina doesn't hesitate for even a second. Upload it now, she orders. Their pathetic assassination attempt failed miserably. Once this goes viral, they're stuck. Let's humiliate them in front of the world. And trust me, you and I are going to love seeing them fall. All right, you and I are jumping in just as Ban wraps up and gets ready to bounce. Before leaving, Ban makes it crystal clear. Dealing with these entities is always a nightmare. Only 2 encounters in, and he is already beyond exhausted by their constant nonsense. He shuts down the contract idea. Yuma thinks that is a smart move, but she disagrees. She still wants our main character to snag a massive opportunity if one ever shows up. She points out that some constellations actually give a damn about the humans they sign with. Ban looks back totally confused, staring the professor down until she starts sweating bullets. She panics and pivots the conversation instantly, telling him it is nothing to worry about. But before he leaves, she has one suggestion. Meanwhile, Du is nearby, looking absolutely livid. There is no way she is letting this worm walk away without some serious punishment first. Slight is face down on the dirt, completely wrecked. Worried, Ban tries to get Du to chill out. But beating him this hard will not change anything. Du just drags Slight away for now. Now pay attention here. They need to settle exactly what went wrong inside the tower. Before they can go grab some fresh air, a tearful Slight slowly crawls back up. He asks if his mistake was really that massive. Ban does not hold back for a second. Yes, you ruined everything. Ban even starts pinching Slight's cheek as an extra little penalty. He keeps ranting while scolding the guy for completely blowing the plan they had yesterday. We should have hit floor 20. Rachel and I barely survived floor 19 because of pure luck. But then Slight calls it a small mistake. Du is triggered instantly. She clenches her fist, making the poor guy jump in terror. Slight dives behind Ban to dodge a punch, while she screams her head off in rage. You call that a minor slip? You clearly have not learned a single thing yet. Using Ban as a literal human shield, Slight cries out that it was all his fault. He apologizes for being so overconfident, seeing how much the guy actually regrets it. Ban asks Du to take it easy on him. She looks away and finally decides to give in. She agrees to stop, but only if she gets 2 new outfits. Ban is totally lost now. Du is actually blushing while remembering Ban's physique, though she tries her best to hide it. She reminds him of that promise back in the tower to buy her any gift she wanted. Ban agrees to let her pick whatever she likes. Rachel is getting incredibly jealous right now. Slight feels totally ignored. Now stick with me as we fast forward to the City of Flowers. They meet up at a boutique in Ronica. Du holds up a simple black dress. She asks Ban if these loose-fitting clothes actually look decent on a girl like her. He tells her they look fantastic. Meanwhile, Slight is just standing in the corner feeling awkward. He thinks his own combat gear is way looser. Du is still feeling pretty unsure here. She cannot decide what to choose, so she follows Ban's advice and tries another outfit. Rachel is watching from the shadows with dark eyes, looking like a predator hunting her prey. She is absolutely fuming, wondering why her master is being treated like some lowly servant. Standing beside her, Slight nervously tells Ban that he should probably start paying attention. He really needs to see this. Du is blushing more than she even realizes herself. She is actually smiling, which is something she almost never does, in her own mind. Even though she is not used to this girly style, she is actually starting to love it. She likes these clothes simply because Ban was the one who suggested them to her. It has been ages since she could shop like this, but while she is smiling happily, someone is lurking. Rachel is staring her down from a distance with pure, unadulterated hate. She calls her a greedy pig, and trust me, you and I need to see what's next. All right, stick with me, because things are heating up as she runs to a confused Ban. He has no clue how the fight even started before Rachel suddenly reaches out her tiny hand. She pops a candy right into his mouth, making Du totally furious over this sweet moment. Du is losing it while Ban turns bright red, desperately trying to push the girl away in shame. He insists he can feed himself, but she's not stopping until she's fed him like a baby. Now watch this. Du crosses her arms, questioning if the beast's berserker problem is actually handled. If he's just sitting there eating candy, is that monster inside him really under control now? Ban talks with his mouth full, confirming that things are finally looking stable for once. Rachel beams, grabbing his arm and clinging to him like a happy, energetic pet. She totally agrees. Ban handled it perfectly, even if the vibe in the room is getting weird. Dako counts it as a win, since that monster is staying locked down from now on. With that fixed, Slight realizes he is the only big problem left on the entire squad. Later at the cafe, Ban asks Du just how hard she's been pushing Slight during training. The guy is openly calling himself a failure, which has our main character feeling worried about his friend. Du sets him straight. He's not just a problem, he's a dangerous, ticking time bomb. She's dead serious. That sword of his is a massive issue the whole team needs to face. Staring him down, she demands to know what he thought about yesterday's absolute training disaster. He knows he's holding back. He just sits there, looking completely crushed and totally lost. He leans back with a heavy sigh, promising to try fighting without relying on that holy sword. He wants to avoid using it entirely, but that ridiculous condition just makes Du even more frustrated. Even Ban starts to worry when he sees his friend faceplant onto the table in pure shame. Why won't he just talk? How much longer is he going to keep these deep secrets hidden? You and I can practically feel the frustration as he sits there sipping his coffee in silence. He knows he can't force the truth out of him, no matter how much he wants to help. But suddenly, right in the middle of his drink, he feels a sharp mental message invade his mind. It's Du. She's demanding to know how long he's planning to just sit there and watch. Caught off guard, he looks over as she intimidatingly reminds him that they share a room. What's the point of having that handsome face if you aren't going to use it to flirt? She tells him to go ahead and charm his friend just like he handled that beast earlier. He nearly chokes on his drink, coughing like crazy at her absolutely insane and wild suggestion. Totally oblivious to the telepathy, Rachel rushes over to check if he's okay or needs help. While Rachel fusses, Du's voice is still screaming in his head, pushing him even harder now. If you keep being this soft, he's just going to stay stubborn and keep things hidden forever. You charmed a literal beast, so why can't you handle him the exact same way? He finally fires back, telling her that he really just wants to get along with Rachel. It's not what she thinks. Plus, the guy is a dude, so what does she even want? She looks away in annoyance, basically pinning him against a wall with her sharp, biting words. She reminds him that he was the one who insisted on supporting these two teammates. I'm doing my part here, but you really need to start doing yours instead of just sitting around. He nearly rolls his eyes, telling her that he's already got a solid plan forming in his head. Quickly changing the subject, he pulls up a glowing info window to address the whole group. He brings up the special activities for next week, instantly grabbing everyone's full and undivided attention. He sends over the details, telling everyone to check their private messages for the latest update. Rachel looks shocked, and trust me, you and I are not going to want to miss what's next. As she reads the message, the entire team realizes their peaceful days are officially over. All right, stick with me because school trips in this world, they are interdimensional. Ban confirms the rumors, explaining these are massive, large-scale school events. Students and teachers all travel through space together. This is new to do, so she asks if the union always performs public services like this. But checking the mission details, Slight starts to get visibly annoyed and bitter. What is this? Watching over lower dimensions just for those who cannot fight. Apparently, the main goal of this entire mission is just stopping a monster wave. Why talk about lower dimensions like they cannot survive without help from above? Ban agrees with Slight's frustration, while Do Nearby offers a totally different perspective. If he wants to lead every dimension, she argues, this mindset is actually essential. You do not need to twist your thoughts so much, she tells him calmly. Slight sighs, hiding his irritation. He knows these tasks are training for students aiming for godhood. It is basically just some elite divinity education. Ban stays silent. He can sense something much deeper is bothering his friend lately. Seeing Slight's deep resentment for the higher dimensions, Ban starts to wonder. Something tragic must have happened on Slight's home planet in the past. Leaving the heavy topic aside for now, Ban has another announcement to make. He has to share some news that is going to completely shock his friends. Now pay attention here, because our main character drops a total bombshell on everyone. Starting this week, I am joining Professor Yumina's magical combat classes. That is why I will be training alone for now, Ban explains calmly. The trio screams in unison, why are you only telling us this now? 3 days later, Ban is alone in the training room, sitting on the floor. Holding the magic wand, he whispers, you can speak freely now, I am all ears. Seeing her silence, Ban gives a dark, intimidating smile. Listen here, if you fail me again today, I might actually break you. It is day 3. It has been 3 days, and you still have not given me any concepts. Maybe your ego is just too strong, but you are clearly not cooperating. Ban is feeling the pressure. He is officially running out of time. Professor Yumina expects results since he has obtained this rare magic artifact. He cannot allow himself to be humiliated in tomorrow's combat class. Ban tosses the wand down and grabs a heavy hammer with a sigh. Ban sighs, time is running out and he is still struggling for ideas. You and I both know he is serious about absorbing her power from those remains. Ban raises the hammer with a dark look, saying goodbye to the artifact. If you end up shattered, it is your own fault, not mine. Farewell. But just before the hammer crushes it, the magic wand finally screams, wait. Her voice rings out in a panic. You human, you pried inside me. You looked into my soul without warning, and now you want to talk. Do not be ridiculous. Who do you think you are to try and break me? Confused, Ban picks up the wand, asking what she means by entering her. Are you talking about my Babylonian code ability? The wand just shouts back. That barbaric power. Why would I ever recognize a user of such brutality? Magic is for those who follow the noble, elegant laws of the cosmos. You and I just saw things get absolutely brutal. See you next time. All right, you and I are about to watch a magic wand get absolutely roasted. She starts screeching like a banshee, forcing Ban to block his ears from the noise. Dangling her upside down, he glares and tells her to stop being so dramatic. He demands the hidden concept she is masking, ignoring her calls that he is a brute. Wondering how she got stuck with this guy, the wand gives up and starts swinging. She releases a tiny glowing orb of light, covered in floating magical characters. The moment he grabs it, a window shows he just absorbed 1,100 units. His all-seeing eye and hearing ear stats are finally hitting their absolute peak. His tongue skill reaches 165 as the wand collapses in pure defeat. She whines about dreaming of a legendary wizard, but now she is just being used. Facing a pathetic existence, she complains, but Ban reminds her she is not even human. He couldn't care less about her life, especially with new level-up screens appearing right now. The system confirms that a total transformation into magical language is finally possible. It is happening. He gains control over fire, water, wind, and even the power of the earth. Watch closely. He can now generate and control any element he wants. Reaching out his hand, Ban creates a perfect circle with 5 different elements. He finally grasps the structure of magic, things that were totally impossible until now. This means he can join Professor Yumina's classes without a single worry. Looking at the wand, he realizes she is actually more impressive than expected. Noticing that scary look on the boy's face, the magic wand begins to shake. He asks what's wrong, noting she's surprisingly more intact than he actually expected. The mood gets dark as she starts sobbing, her whole frame shaking. She wails that none of this makes sense. Why would they do this? Pay attention here. This wand is about to have a total emotional breakdown. Ban watches, completely confused, as the wand dives into a full-blown and dramatic monologue. She screams that she was never just the simple will of a tool. Ban can tell a massive backstory is coming, and he really doesn't want it. He tries to ignore it, but hears something completely and utterly unexpected from her. At the top of her lungs, she screams she was once human. Absolute silence fills the room. That revelation just stops everything right in its tracks. Seeing the doubt in his eyes, she shouts the claim even louder than before. She keeps insisting she was human, but Ban just can't bring himself to believe. Her story sounds like it was taken straight from some cliché novel or comic. However, she insists she's not lying and was once a real living being. She swears she used to be a person made of actual flesh and bone. Suddenly, eyes appear inside the heart-shaped crystal on the very tip of the wand. She yells that those she trusted betrayed her and locked her away forever. They gave her false memories to turn her into a pathetic, mindless being. Ban is confused. Why are these memories coming back to her right now? The wand explains that by absorbing her power, he accidentally shattered the ancient seal. The core spell holding her memories and abilities together was finally broken apart. Ban isn't fully sold, asking if her powers are actually back to full strength. She admits she's not at peak because she's been locked away too long. And trust me, you and I are in for a wild ride. All right, stick with me. You and I are about to watch a basic weapon turn godly. This wand from the level 10 zone had 200 soul points, an insane stat for gear. Ban realized this power matched Rachel, a girl born with the highest potential in her entire race. But as Ban processed that, a dark aura of rebellion started swirling around the wand he held. He didn't even notice the pure hatred radiating from the wood until the air began to vibrate. Suddenly, somber flames erupted as the wand screamed about getting revenge and reclaiming every ounce of her power. She swore to hunt everyone who wronged her. Ban tried to keep her calm, but she just wouldn't stop. He listened to her cries until the energy became too much to hold, and he finally let go. The wand hovered, surging with power, making a solemn oath that echoed through the room as she shifted. Now pay attention, this is where the real magic happens. You are going to want to see this transformation. With a blinding flash, the simple wand evolved into a massive staff that looked like it held the sun. This complete evolution left Ban speechless. It wasn't just a staff, it was a weapon of pure, raw destruction. As he picked it up, the weapon started cursing her captors again, making revenge her entire reason for being. It was her mantra, a burning hatred that fueled every ounce of magic radiating from the new spear. Ban felt like a middle schooler's toy had suddenly matured into a powerful, dangerous, and rebellious teenager. Now named Sun's Tears, her mana and soul stats both skyrocketed to a massive 350. The name and those insane numbers caught Ban's eye immediately. The weapon was growing at a terrifying rate. After venting her rage, the staff finally went quiet. She was exhausted from trying to remember her past. She tried her best, but the names of those who sealed her away remained locked behind a mental wall. It seemed she had reached the limit of what her current form could actually remember for now. Now, you and I both know calling a legendary weapon a beginner is a bold move. Ban asked about growth. Calling her a beginner was a huge mistake. The staff was absolutely livid at the disrespect. What a beginner! How dare you? Don't you dare say such stupid things to me. Did he really think she could only handle basic spells? She wasn't some weak tool for low-level work. Ban realized that as her memories returned, her attitude had completely flipped, and she was much more assertive. He called the staff by the name Salon, which seemed to throw her off and cause some confusion. But Ban explained that was the name he saw on her status. He decided it was time for a deal. Standing before the floating staff, he made his move. If you help me, I will help you get your wish. I will guarantee you get your power back, unlock your lost memories, and finally complete your goal of revenge. Upon hearing the proposal, the room went silent. The staff was clearly considering the offer. The next morning, just before the magic combat class, Ban met up with his usual group of friends. Rachel and Slight were there, and Rachel immediately latched onto Ban's arm with a very excited look. She begged to go with him, promising to be quiet if she could just stay by his side. On the other side, Slight was also clinging to him, practically crying about the whole situation. They had been worrying for days that not using the holy sword for this mission was a mistake. Why take the risk? Where would he ever find a weapon better than his own legendary sword? They asked. Ban had enough. He angrily pushed them both away, telling them that it absolutely was not happening. He told Duko to take them away. Behind them, Edo was wearing a very malicious-looking smile. She snapped her fingers, commenting that she didn't like how those two had been acting lately anyway. She figured that a little bit of tough love might actually make them behave better in the future. Duko grabbed Rachel and Slight by their collars and dragged them off as they screamed for Ban's help. And that's where we leave our hero for now. Trust me, you and I are watching a legend rise. Ban sat on the sofa and opened his system window to start analyzing some complicated magic structures. He focused on the student teleport card, the one hidden inside the necklace given to everyone at the Union. The binary code. All right, you and I are about to witness some high-level spatial magic. To pull this off, Ban has to isolate specific coordinate variables. Feeling like a genius, our main character flashes a smug little grin. His knowledge and innate power create the ultimate perfect coordinate match. Spells that once confused him are being stripped and rebuilt now. He can deconstruct and reconstruct magic patterns with zero effort at all. Ban enters his memorized coordinates and sets up the teleportation device. He hits the activation point, and a glowing magic circle appears. In a blink, he vanishes and teleports across the entire school. Ban reappears in a new spot, startling a young witch nearby. She is speechless as she watches him celebrate his big success. Wait, teleportation. Hearing a voice, Ban turns to see the girl. A blue-haired girl wearing a buckle hat stands up now. She asks him directly if he actually just used spatial teleportation. Our hero just smiles, claiming he only used the student identification function. But she sees through him. You modified those coordinates, didn't you? Though he is surprised, he admits he did exactly that thing. She steps closer, staring into his eyes. Things are getting awkward. Ban shyly explains that he just used his own mana power. This makes her even more curious about how he deciphered the identification code. Now watch this, she grabs his shirt and demands answers. How could he possibly isolate the exact coordinates for a spatial jump? This feels way more like a high-pressure interrogation than a conversation. How did you interfere with the director's own personal magic code? Ban is totally freaked out, wondering if he broke a major rule. He starts questioning who this girl is and if they've met. Suddenly, Mina appears behind him like a ghost, making him jump. Shivering from the shock, Ban spins around to see his professor. She looks perfectly calm. You found your way here well, Ban. Oh heavens, I told you to join class but forgot the location. She thought she would have to track him down, but he arrived. Hearing the teacher's words, the girl finally stops her intense questioning. The young mage looks between the two of them with a confused look. I love this part. It is where Mina finally steps in to help. Oh, Ira, you are here too. Should we all start the lesson together? Bowing in respect, the young mage agrees to join them now. He lets out a massive sigh of relief and thanks her. Thanks for saving me, Professor. That girl was incredibly aggressive just now. Yumina just chuckles, saying she'd rather not have more heroines in the mix. Ban is left confused by that comment as class finally starts. Yumina prepares for class on a sky plateau inside a massive arena. Yumina stands at the podium and calls for everyone to listen up. Listen up, class, we have a brand new student joining us today. This is Ban from Class 11. Everyone, please give him a warm welcome. And trust me, you and I just witnessed the start of a legend. All right, you and I are about to witness how this one guy's arrival completely wrecks the academy. Ban is already standing there, facing the crowd. Everyone claps, but do not let those fake smiles fool you. The other students are secretly fuming because he has been chatting so comfortably with their favorite professor, Yumina. Scanning the room, Ban counts only 9 students. They look like a small, elite group. Most of them rely on a mix of raw magic and their own unique innate abilities to survive. While looking around, Ban spots the sharp mage who questioned him before. He racks his brain for a second and remembers her name, Era. She is sitting off by herself. Seeing her alone makes him wonder if she is the class outcast or just on bad terms with everyone. But then, Ban notices something that proves his theory was completely wrong. Watch this. Inside Era, an insane amount of mana is surging like a miniature sun, ready to explode. Compared to her, the aura coming from the other students is just a tiny, weak breeze. That huge power gap is clearly why she keeps her distance from them. Ban recalls someone from the special class, saying there was a student even stronger than Ortima. Staring at the blue-haired girl in the pointed hat, he wonders if she is the monster they mentioned. While Yumina prepares the lesson, a blonde girl suddenly raises her hand. "Excuse me, Professor, I have a question." Everyone turns to see what Misty wants. Misty wastes no time and asks if this new guy can even use magic at all. After all, he has not participated in a single class until now. The suspicion is real. Yumina does not hold back and drops a truth bomb that leaves the entire room stunned. She explains that he found a legendary artifact during a recent exploration mission. The artifact actually chose him, which forced his latent magical talents to finally awaken. Mentioning an artifact has everyone speechless. Their eyes are practically popping out. Now pay attention, because Yumina sees an opportunity here that you and I did not expect. Oh, it looks like you have not subscribed to the channel yet. Even the professor is promoting him. Ban is completely lost for words at this point. The students are totally confused. An artifact that awakens talent and picks its own master? Unheard of. They have never heard of such a thing before, and honestly, they are not ready to believe it. Yumina hears the chatter but stays silent, just keeping that mysterious smile. She knows they are all elite union picks, but they have never seen a unique case like this before. After all, being born with natural magic is rare, so this whole situation is hard to accept. It is tough to swallow, but for students with hidden potential, crazy things happen all the time. Misty is not convinced. She raises her hand again, ready to put him to the test. "Professor, can we see him perform some magic right now, just to prove it?" She specifically demands he does it without using the artifact. A total trap. You and I both know she is just trying to call his bluff here. Let us watch. Ban is surprised. She really wants to see what this awakened talent is made of. Yumina tries to step in and protect him, but Ban decides to speak for himself. "I am fine with doing that, Professor." Ban is not backing down at all. Yumina is stunned. She knows he only got that artifact a single week ago, so this is risky. Ban stands up and asks the class for a little understanding. "I have only just started learning, so do not expect anything too complex or flashy yet." He says it calmly, but that confident smile on his face makes Misty very suspicious. Ban walks to the arena center, thinking about which spell to use. There are plenty of high-level ones he has not mastered, so he picks a basic one. "Trust me, you and I need this. Stick with me, you and I are about to see Ban summon air itself." He pictures the shape and instantly bends his magic into a new form. The wind starts spinning into a massive, growing tornado right before our eyes. Then boom, He ignites the fire, proving he's mastered two elements at once. Mixing wind and flame, a massive firestorm explodes in the middle of the arena. Students scramble back in pure terror as the flames roar under his control. The crowd is floored. People are whispering and absolutely losing their minds. But get this, he didn't even use a single incantation for that move. While everyone else is confused, Misty realizes this is some serious high-tier magic. She knows the truth. Chantless magic is a rare skill very few can master. Era just watches the chaos in silence while all the other students are panicking. Lost in thought, she stays quiet and keeps her eyes on his insane power. Once the demo ends, Mina tells him it's time to kill the spell. Ban just claps his hands, instantly putting out the raging wind and fire. Mina's beaming with a huge smile, praising that incredible display of raw magic. She's totally blown away by his power and that silent, effortless activation trick. Can you believe he's actually a beginner? You and I both know that's impossible. The whole class just stands there in silence, unable to process what happened. Ban heads back to the bleachers, but he can already hear the bitter jealousy. So this is a special talent? Seriously, he's actually way better than me. Misty brushes it off, calling it nothing more than a basic, lucky magic trick. Curious, Ban looks toward one specific spot in the arena bleachers. He's scanning the crowd, wanting to see if that blue-haired girl even reacted. Her face is a total blank, and her cold reaction is really starting to annoy him. Ira just looks away, thinking that whole show was boring and super basic. Mina finishes up the welcome and tells the class to get ready for lessons. Ban jokes to himself, realizing the girl is probably just way too strong to care. He takes his seat, and eventually, that long first school day finally ends. Ban starts to leave, but suddenly, someone grabs his shirt with a firm grip. He looks over and sees Era. She's the one who stopped him cold. She isn't letting go until she gets the answer she's looking for. I know what you're thinking, and yeah, the other students are watching this go down. Ban tries to pull away, but this girl isn't letting him escape that easily. He tells her he's already answered, but she's not backing down even one bit. You somehow messed with the director's complex magic code, she tells him. Ban is just confused, asking if that was actually supposed to be a challenge. Era is getting intense now, digging for secrets he really doesn't want to share. How did you edit those teleportation coordinates without any high-level authorization? While Era keeps pressuring him, Mina steps in and calls out her name. Era holds her grip, asking the professor what she could possibly want right now. Mina just explains that she needs Ban for an official counseling session today. On top of that, she drops a truth bomb that leaves Era stunned. Ban never actually had special permission to mess with those complicated magic codes. Those high-level access rights are only given to the school's most senior professors. And that's where we leave it. You and I just saw a monster born. Stick with me. Mina confirms those powers are legit and asks if her doubts are gone. After saying goodbye to Era, she tells Bond to follow. Watch this with me. Ready.